I just bought this Audi TTS and I'm about to take it on the longest drive that I've ever done in this. But first, I need to fix a few things up real quick. The brakes on this car are fried. There's literally nothing left, so I have to change all four out. It's pretty much metal on metal. The rotors have like fully melted and the pads are just fully gone. So I bought a fresh brake kit. So I got brake pads and rotors for the front and back. These are way heavier than I thought. But we're gonna start by putting the front brakes on. I bought this car for so cheap, buying a fresh set of brakes really does not matter. And in the last video, you would have noticed my garage looks like this. It's unfinished and it looks really messy. And before I work on the car, I gotta get it looking very nice. So, okay, that looks way better. So I started by jacking up this really low car, taking the wheel off, and yeah, these brakes are cooked. The brake pads are almost gone, but more importantly, the rotor. There's a huge groove in it that shows you how much literally got burned away. These brakes have never been replaced, so let's quickly do this. To make this easier, I got this magnetic mat for all the tools to just attach to. But now we can actually take apart the front brakes, and first I need to take this pin off the caliper, but then I realized I could just turn the wheel to be able to access it easier. So first, I unbolted everything and took the caliper off. This looks a lot easier than it was. The rotor literally would not come off, so I had to hammer it a few times to loosen it up. After taking that off, I can use this to take all the little rust bits off. Then I'll grease it up, and now we're literally ready to attach the new brakes. Okay, now it's time to install these front rotors. These are way better than those old rusty ones. This actually isn't an OEM rotor, it's OEM Plus, and it's coated with an anti-corrosion coating on it. So all I had to do was slide it in, bolt it up, and there we go. The fresh rotor is on the car, and compared to the old one, it's gonna make a huge difference in performance and looks. But while we were at it, the caliper was so dirty with brake dust and a little bit of rust. So we just sanded that all away, and now it looks brand new. We're almost done. Alright, this might look a little weird, but we needed the piston to go in because the old pads were way too thin, and we made this so it should push the piston back in so the new thick pads can actually fit. Somehow this actually ended up working without buying a special tool, and they fit perfectly. So there's the new brake setup on my Audi TT. This is gonna improve the stopping by a lot. So we ran into a big problem, and the two connection points for the brake sensor were not the same to connect. So what we had to do is cut the old one off of the old brake pad, and yeah, this thing is totally done now because we had to rewire it. And then attach it all back on. But luckily, only one side needs the brake pad wear sensor, so we're done. We got all the brakes installed, and now it's almost time to take this car on this trip. So after taking the wheels off, and for the first time, they look good on the outside, right? But does anyone know why the inside is fully black and the outside is just normal? Because I don't know why it's black. And no, it's not all brake dust. This is actually a black rim. We could finally put the car down, and look at these fresh rotors. They look really cool, and now the car looks new. I did do all the other ones, but I just didn't film it. But because we got new rotors and pads, this car is gonna stop way better, and I don't want to risk anything on this long drive, because the longest this car's ever been on the road for is like 20 minutes. But now, this is where everything went wrong. Alright, we got a light, and we were expecting that. But let's see if we can just clear it, if it's not anything bad, of course. If you're wondering why we have this new light, which looks like some sort of suspension light, it's because we cut that wire that senses the brakes. The purge flow again. And in the last video, we have not just a check engine light, but also an EPC light, which when those two lights are on together, that is not good. The lights aren't back, but those same codes are back. In the last video, we thought we fixed that problem by replacing the purge valve. So the same two we had last video, which is so weird, they're back even though we replaced that part. But nothing for brakes. I don't know why that light's on. I'm surprised that one light didn't read on here, which is weird because it's literally on the dash. But the two that aren't on the dash are reading here, the ones that we took care of last video. So what I'm gonna do is literally just clear them again and wait for them to come back. Hopefully they don't. This is weird. So we took it for a drive to make sure nothing else happened, and while we were at it, we did some hard stops to work the brakes in. When I got back, I rescanned and everything looked good. Now all we have to do is wait, and hopefully nothing bad happens while we're driving, because it's almost time. Alright, it's the next day. We put the brakes on, and I didn't want to bore you by showing the rear, but we got the rear brakes on. And for the next thing, and something this car has to have, is the license plate on the front. Right now, there's literally nothing. This is the TTS, and I guess the previous owner threw on this RS bumper. It looks really good, but sadly, the tow hook is in a bad area, so it's gonna make this kind of hard, but I'm gonna see what I can do. Let's see if I can fit this in here. Okay, got that. We pushed it into the grill and then bolted everything up. After placing the attachment on, now we can put the license plate on. I definitely think putting the plate off to the side's better than zip tying it to the middle of the grill. So this car is 90,000 kilometers and we've never even looked at the air filter, and I'm assuming it's probably pretty dirty, so let's check it out and maybe clean it. So this does have a K&N filter in here, well, at least we think. So let's crack this thing open. I have no idea what's gonna be in here. Imagine it's just the stock filter. After taking the 8 screws out that hold this thing in, we can finally take a look at this filter. All right. I mean, it doesn't look horrible, but if you turn around, you can see it's definitely a lot more dark here, which is where most of the air actually hits it. It could use a cleaning. But what do you even clean these things with? So I actually just found this K&N recharger kit right at my house here. And we do have another car that has a K&N intake, so this is perfect. We can literally just clean this thing up. So if you've never seen one of these before, it's got this thing that cleans it. And then in here is what you use to re-oil it. So now we should have some more clean airflow. So I cleaned it up, re-oiled it, and now it's time to put it back in the car and time to move on to the last thing we need to do. I mean, I guess we didn't need to do this, but we want this car looking brand new. So I took this foaming soap that's supposed to turn the car all white, added some water, and threw it in this container that attaches to the hose. Then I got spraying, and sadly, this did not work the way I wanted it to. But at least it's still doing its job. So I sprayed the whole car and tried to get as clean as possible, but this car did not look like the one on the package. Maybe I should have added more soap. But then I just used water, then I dried it all off, and the car's looking really shiny now. We did the same to the rims, but now it's time to make this paint look perfect. So I'm gonna buff it out and make it look as shiny as possible, and get rid of all the little scratches that the camera can't pick up. The hood had the most damage out of any other panel, so I think we're good if we just do the hood. And this is what it looks like after, really clean. But then I'm gonna take some of this blue paper towel and wipe down all the wet spots so there's no water spots when it dries. And on the dirtiest area, which is where your feet always scrape because this car is so low, right where the TTS badge is. But more importantly, the wing. Rust builds up a lot here, so we had to dry it up perfectly. And now, that was literally it. It's time to hit the road. Alright, it's pretty early, but we got a long day of driving here. If you know this car, you know it's not good at highway driving. There's only 6 gears, and on the highway, you're literally at 3k RPM, which sucks the gas. So, that's exactly where we're headed, to get some more for the rest of this trip. And now, we can continue. We're literally in the middle of nowhere. After driving for about an hour and a half at this point, there was 0 problems. The car was doing perfect. It wasn't really stop and go, so all we had to do is just keep driving. Remember when I said everything was going good? Well, it's not really anymore, and I need your guys' help. Is it a problem when the temperature keeps hitting 90 but then falls back to like 70? It kept going 90 and 70, which was weird. I think there might be a problem with the thermostat, but I want you guys to tell me first. Alright guys, we made it halfway. Everything's been working great and the car looks super good right here. But now we have to finish the other half. In this car, we had to do more and more driving, and I mean, there's not much to look at here. It's just a little road with a bunch of trees. Alright, it happened. We finally made it. This was a really long drive, mostly to test this car and actually get it out of the garage for a little bit. And it was a success, but I still have to get back home. I'll see you guys in the next video. Subscribe if you like it, and watch this video right here. It's how I bought the car. I'll see you guys very soon.